Hello, welcome everybody. It's another beautiful day to be out with Salem Street Bike. We're going to take a quick trip from the neighborhood to the school, and just out on a beautiful sunny day in Salem. I'm going to do a little bit of talking about something that comes up during the summer. A lot of kind of controversy on it, and it's people mowing their yards and where they blow their clippings. You know, some of the old-time riders have talked about how, you know, you need to know how to ride through grass clippings on the road. Some of the new style riders, they want the road to be, you know, perfectly clear, and there's a truth to both of those. Yes, you do need to know how to ride through the grass clippings on the road, but also the road should be fairly clear. If you're blowing your clippings in the road, then there's an issue, a problem there. And it's one of those that, you know, you don't really realize it until it affects you, until, you know, you're having to ride through it, or you're you know, having to deal with the grass clippings on the road. And when you're on four wheels, you know, in a car or a truck, or you know, a side-by-side or something, the grass clippings don't matter. But when you're on two wheels, it makes a huge difference if you're going across some slick grass clippings that are on the road. You know, and most motorcyclists understand that sometimes there's no option. You've got to blow those grass clippings on the road. And when that's the case, the riders kind of look and they can see, you know, hey, there's no option of where to blow those other than onto the road. You know, you've got a sign or something and some grass next to the road, and then the sign. You know, you can't blow it the other way. It doesn't work. It doesn't go. But at the same time, when you've got a whole open yard and you're blowing your clippings onto the road, that's a different story. You know, some of the farmers say, well, we're out taking care of the roadsides, you know, and we don't have to mow them and you can't see around it. And, you know, that's true, but at the same time, is that the way they want their property to look? You know, and country roads are different than neighborhoods and highways and interstates. Interstates, you're never going to see grass blown on the road. It just doesn't happen the way they mow it. You know, your country roads and your neighborhoods are really where you're going to see it. And the neighborhoods, most of the time it's possible to keep those grass clippings blown into your own yard, so then people don't have to drive through them. If you want to get really technical with it, the road is not your property. You can't blow clippings into the road. Some people say there's laws against them, other people say there's ordinance against them. Well, really, it's about being a good person. You know, the road isn't yours. Why are you blowing grass clippings into it? You wouldn't take your trash out there and dump it in the middle of the road. Same way with your grass clippings. Why would you take those and blow them into the middle of the road? You know, and that's the case that's been made so many times. A few cities do have ordinances against it, but then that doesn't cover your country roads because it doesn't qualify with the city. But it's about being a good person. You know, should you do that? Should you blow those grass clippings into the road? And most people are going to say, no, you shouldn't. Why is it a big deal? Because it makes the road slick for those people riding motorcycles, or even somebody on a bicycle. I mean, if you had somebody on a bicycle riding by in your neighborhood, would you shut your mower off, or would you continue to blow grass clippings on them? Hopefully the answer is you would, you know, shut your mower off and let them get by, and then start your mower back up, whether that's just shutting the blade off or turning the engine off completely. Either way, that's the right thing to do. Same on the highways and you know, country roads and neighborhoods and things. You know, if somebody's driving by, what should you do? Well, shut your blades off, shut your mower off, or whatever you need to do so you don't blow those things onto them. Now, if you're blowing it into your yard, no big deal. You know, you're not going to hit somebody in the road who's driving or riding by. You know, it's just a little bit of good citizenship, being a good person. You know, and it doesn't take a whole lot to be able to blow your grass clippings the right way and to do the right thing. You know, everybody says, well, there's nothing against the law about doing it. You're in most places, you're right. There's not anything against the law, you know, about doing it. But is it the right thing to do? No, it's not. So that's one big topic that's come up, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments and feedback from those people out there. Remember to hit the subscribe button and like the video. You know, we're gonna post these pretty regularly on rides that we do. So the first topic today was about grass clippings on the road. Second one, farmers, I'm not picking on you, but it's the corners of fields and being able to see around. You know, I know that you want to get as much of your crops planted as you can. You want to get as much of the field, you know, with plants on it as you can, because that's how you make your living, and everybody understands that. But at the same time, we want to make sure that it's safe for people at those stop signs, at those, you know, pullouts, to be able to see. So yeah, you may lose, you know, 10 or 15 bushels of corn in that one corner, or you may lose, you know, 5 bushel of beans. But, you know, does it really, is your, you know, is your crop really worth, you know, somebody's life if they can't see around it? You know, and we understand, the regular normal people out there understand you're trying to get as much of that crop in the ground as you can, and you're trying to do it as fast as you can, and we appreciate that, we do. But we also want to make sure that it's still safe at those stop signs and corners and things, so that you can see around. You know, we've seen people in southern Indiana, at least, you know, not able to see because of how closely those crops have been planted in the corner. And is that a good thing? You know, the farmer needs as much as he can get, but, you know, when there's 100 people at that stop sign a day and they can't see around it, is that really worth, you know, the extra bushel that you're going to get from being able to plant that corner? You know, we are riding some kind of country roads and back roads right here, and as you can see, most of the farmers around do a really good job of keeping the road banks mowed off, keeping that stuff out of the road, keeping the corners clear, so that you can see. You know, it's not a huge issue, but it's one of those that comes up every year, you know, during the summer months when the fields are planted and the corn gets tall, and the beans, sometimes even beans can get tall so you can't see through. But it's much more, you know, prevalent with the corn. But like I said, most of the guys around where I live and where I ride do a really good job of keeping those corners back and the sides mowed. As you see here, you know, the sides look just as good as the yards that we're coming by, and the fields do stay back away from the corner, so you can see. Back at the last one, we had a field straight in front of us, and the farmer lifted in that corner and then backed into the corner again and lifted, so that there was a nice, you know, 5-6 foot corner there that you could see through, which was awesome, because that's a stop sign that buses use, that, you know, people traveling, you know, to and from work use. So it's a great one to utilize and have, and, you know, that, and it doesn't take all that much more work for the farmer, and they're still not losing, you know, a whole lot by not planting those feet in that corner. You know, if you just look at the sides of the roads here, you know, everything's clear, everything's mowed back. It looks like, you know, the yards, everybody around does a pretty good job taking care of it. And that's one nice thing about this small community that I live in. It's not a huge problem here, but when you get into some other places, it is a big problem. You can't see at the stop signs, you can't see at the corners, you can't, you know, travel how you should on the road, because, you know, the person has blown grass into the road. So those are some topics, you know, as I ride. You know, I'm always cautious about what's going on and how things are working and what needs to be done, and you know, that's one of those that is kind of prevalent everywhere. If you're riding country roads at all or in neighborhoods, you're going to see that. You're going to see somebody blowing their yard clippings into the road. You're going to see a farmer who didn't give room to be able to see. But overall, most of the people are doing a really good job of it. So that's going to be our episode today. I know it was a short one. It's not a very long ride here, but that's Salem Street Bike giving you his thoughts on the yard clippings and corners in the country for for farmers who plant and beans and corn that's tall. So that's Salem Street Bike. He's signing off. He'll talk to you later.